What's up, CrossFit Glen Burnie? Hey, you know what? I just wanted to go over a couple of foundational gymnastics movements that we might be seeing in some of our accessories. These are some foundational global body positions that we're going to be using in our gymnastics, whether that's our pull-ups, bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups, or just some real basic things. And you might have heard this before: the hollow position, the hollow body, and things like that. So what we're going to do is just kind of go over a few of those. So you have a number of different movement options, a couple different ways of maybe spicing this up a little bit, making it a little bit different, and adding some variation to it. So let's go over first what the hollow body position is and how we could break that down into a couple different pieces. So the hollow body position, this is the microphone, by the way, so hopefully it won't get in the way. I don't have a pocket. So the hollow body position is basically going to create a banana shape from our upper thoracic spine, upper body, all the way down through a posteriorly tilted pelvis, all the way through a nice curved shape, all the way from the bottom to the top. So we're going to start this with tucking the knees up to our chest and then reaching our hands toward our ankles. This is really what I'll call level one. It's going to make sure that our lower back is in contact with the mat. It's also going to rotate that pelvis in as we tuck up like this, and as we reach our hands toward our ankles, our shoulders are going to be off the mat. Now our goal here is to kind of keep everything nice and tight in the midline, and we're going to be building some strong foundational core strength. So we can hold a position like this, or even add a little bit of a rock to it. Oh, this is hard. So maybe we shouldn't rock just yet. Anyway, so we could take this foundational piece from here, and we can make it more challenging, perhaps by extending one leg out, keeping the shoulders off the mat, keeping everything nice and tight, and possibly extending the other leg out as well, keeping this position. So that's taking the hollow position with that tuck to one step further with the legs extended. You can do the same thing with the arms. So again, we're going to start with those knees tucked up, reach those hands toward the ankles, and then we're going to bring those arms up overhead, keeping everything nice and tight, just like this, and keep the shoulders off the mat. Ooh, keep that tuck, and continue working on that. Now, of course, you can add in the legs to this guy. One leg, two legs, squeezing the quads, squeezing the glutes, keeping everything nice and tight, and then bringing it back in again. So that's basically the foundational way of working on the hollow position, building good, strong core strength that's going to transfer to our gymnastics movements. There's another. We can add a little bit of dynamic motion at the hips to this. To number one, possibly scale it. Maybe taking our legs all the way out like that is just a little bit too intense. So we're going to find where we can keep a good position with this next hollow variation. It can also be used in a number of repetitions to come in and out of that hollow position by extending those legs closer to the floor. So what it looks like is we're going to start with that tuck position again, reaching those hands toward the ankles, getting everything nice and tight. And why don't we take our legs reasonably straight and place our hands toward our legs here. Now again, we're going to keep everything nice and tight here. The dynamic motion is basically lowering those legs down to the floor, going only as far as we can, and still keep that lower back against the floor, and back up again. And you can repeat something like that for a number of repetitions, which is going to continue to challenge the midline to remain static and stiff while taking the hips through a range of motion. This might transfer to any of our gymnastics bar work, like when we're doing a toes to bar or knee raise, and even some of the other pulling movements like pull-ups and bar muscle ups, where we need to keep the midline nice and integral, all one piece, nice and tight, while the hips or the shoulders or some other part of our body is going through some dynamic change of position. So this one, we're able to change the position of the hips while we're keeping a hollow position, and being able to work on these fundamentals throughout our training just makes us stronger and better in our basic core gymnastics positions. So you can try either one of those out. There's a couple more variations that we can do as well that we'll just throw out here. One is basically what we'd call snap to hollow. And so what that one is doing is taking us from a passive position where we're just laying down on the ground, and then we're going to snap into that hollow position, hold it for some period of time, and then go back into that passive position. You can repeat that for reps as well. So what does it look like? It's going to look something like, I say something like because I don't always get these things quite well, but what we're going to do is we're going to have our self in a nice, let's see here, where do we want those hands? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do my hollow position with my hands this way. You can also do them with arms out over by the ears. So I'm basically going to snap to a hollow position here and then back down again. Here and back down again. Here, everything's nice and tight, and back down again. Shoulders off the mat, tucking the pelvis under, and then holding that position and coming back down. Arms overhead. I suppose it would look something like, oh, that, and back down, and oh, something like that, and back down, oh, something like that, oh. So something like that is what we're after. And so we can repeat something like that for reps. And what that's really going to do is not only train awareness of achieving that hollow position, but being able to do it when you need to. So like when you jump up to the bar, you're ready to start your gymnastics, you can jump to a hollow position and then continue to proceed with your gymnastics movements, and it gives you that awareness as well as the strength to be able to go from a passive to an active position. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this was helpful. If you got some comments or questions, comment down below, and we look forward to seeing you in the gym sometime soon. Take care and bye.